Hey, ordinary old guy in the garage gym. Today, I'm going to be talking about a topic that's personal for me, weak chest. Okay? So, how can an old guy sitting in a garage have anything to say about maybe something you're struggling with if you're having a weak chest and you wish it was stronger, bigger, whatever it may be? Right? I'm not sitting here with my shirt off, showing you my giant, massive pecs, having them dance around for you. No, because I don't have any. Okay? So, that's real. All right, but what I am going to relate here is what I've gone through and what I think I'm starting to finally figure out after all of this time that might actually be helping me. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's not waste your time, right? Because that's why you're here. So, quick little review piece and a little bit of history so you know that, like, hey, is this the same kind of issue you struggle with? All right, well, so for me, a chest has always lagged. And there's other body parts I have that I can exercise and they'll do great and they'll grow and I can work them out. But I used to always worry, well, I don't have giant triceps and no bicep. That'd look crazy. So there's a lot of time where I kind of tried to stay away from maybe getting a little over exuberant on some of those exercises. So I would stay symmetrical as if I was going to enter a contest for bodybuilding, which I never have. So a little bit silly on my part, but that's what I did, okay? So chest was one of those, and I didn't want to be some guy who then goes, oh my gosh, you know, I don't have, my chest isn't big, so I don't want to look big everywhere else. Okay, so if that's happening to you and you feel as though you're struggling with a weak chest, okay, there's some things I've noticed, and more importantly, very recently for me, okay? I started off long time ago, worked out, got strong, okay? Stopped working out for years and years and years. Went back, worked out again, started to get strong again, stopped working out, etc. You get the idea, okay? So, way back when I was 47, it was 10 years since I'd worked out. And I went back into the gym and I started doing the same routine I'm always doing, have always done. Okay, and I had to start off with hardly anything on the bar and felt embarrassed, I'm not gonna lie, and kept hoping, I hope I can get to 135 one day so I don't look like I'm not doing anything in there. Okay, so fast forward from there, okay, up until the point in which, at the age of 50, I was able to do my best, and that was a 237. That was my one-time special thing. Oh, okay, it was a whoo, yeah, okay, Kate, some people are gonna sit there and go, really? Forget it, dude. That's not gonna help, all right? Maybe someone's doing 405. Yeah, okay. On the flip side of that, somebody might be going, I wish I could get anywhere near that. So wherever you are on that, it's irrelevant because this is about if you're not maybe getting the chest development that you're really wanting to. Now, what expertise do I have? I don't. There's a million people on YouTube who'll tell you all these different things, okay? Form, technique, all this other stuff. I think all of that's important. And now I'm gonna point out those parts that I think are helpful, were helpful to me, okay? But I also want to add this other part that I don't think I've seen anyone talk about, okay? So I think there's a big gap. There's something that's been missing when it comes to the weak chest, okay? People, all day long, you can look, hey, here's a form, put your feet placement, where's your hands, how are they coming down, etc., etc. Chest out. That one's huge. Chest out, okay? Retract the scapulas. Dig those shoulders back into the bench. Super important. That's another one for me. Super important, okay? Those are probably two of the important parts that probably jump out the most, okay? As far as the arch in the back, the angle, your foot placement, how you're pressing, keeping all the different parts, keeping apart your bar path, where are you lowering to? That's another interesting one for me, okay? Could be different for you, okay? So this really jumped out at me when I started doing these videos, and then I had people who all of a sudden said, hey, I want to work out. So that was great, right? Because that's of course what I want to do, inspire people to work out. So I had friends who have worked out forever, and I have friends who've never worked out. So I've started having people come in, and I've noticed something very, very interesting to me. So aside from all the form practice, right, of getting on the bench and doing things as one would instruct to make sure that you are leading with your chest and you're contracting it and you feel your chest doing something. That's a whole nother issue. something I struggle with, okay? And all those pieces, I think, start to connect that lend themselves to struggle in your chest area. But here's the part that I don't recall a whole lot of people talking about. And that's just basically how you're built. Okay. Let me explain this. I have noticed, because I'm doing this thing with these other people, posture. Posture. That's it. That's all I'm going to say about that. Say some people are more naturally upright, like they're at attention, like they're in a drill line. Okay? Very straight, back. Their head's back. Everything's very straight and rigid. Other people are a little kind of middle ground. Maybe you don't notice it. Some people are a little bit more rounded over. Some people are a little bit more rounded in. If you start looking around and start paying attention, look at all the different people you see, and you'll notice that now. You'll notice how people stand, their shapes are different. I thought we were all the same. Oh, no. Okay? So, don't you think that might impact what you're trying to do? I think it does. I think to some degree, my back is a strong item on me. Maybe it's because I'm already hunched over like I'm lifting stuff off the ground. Maybe I was designed that way, right? I was like a giant baboon. I don't know. I'm ready to hurl rocks. Okay? Versus someone else is more Homo sapien. I'm upright, I'm lagging. I'm sorry. So you don't know. Okay? Just like hip joint, hip placement, socket, femur length when people do squats. People are starting to kind of get that one, right? Hey, maybe that's why somebody squats differently, has a different... Hey, maybe that's why. So this could be a situation, right? So, I have really tried to hammer all day and focus on when I'm getting on into this bench. And I want to be straight. I want to be as straight as I could possibly be. Because I've noticed that difference. When I see people I know get on this bench who are naturally have a better posture, just naturally, they get on that bench and I watch them press. It's just natural. It's natural. The shoulders, they're not coming in. It's not pulling in, it's not pulling up. All of this, the arms aren't kicking in to dominate. It's just natural. It's amazing now that I've seen this. Whereas other people who do not have a naturally great posture, they get on the bench, and even if I say, okay, put your shoulders back, put your chest out, all right, try to keep that form. It's really important. Let the chest lead the exercise, press, right? All these different little things that you can watch everywhere, okay? And they go and do this, and I watch them, and they immediately flatten out. They immediately, it's like they're still trying to keep their chest out, but it's not as natural as somebody who I know their posture. And I've seen it. I've watched one person get on the bench who has more straight posture, they press, and somebody gets on the bench who's more rounded, and they press, and it just stands out. You go, wow. Now wonder, and this person who is more rounded, they struggle more. Hey, maybe there's a piece to this. So, I don't know. You're welcome to comment and say, no, I stand straight rod like I'm at attention, sir, and I still have a weak chest. Thank you. Then let me know that that's what's happening for you, because that would help me also, right? Kind of understand, oh, okay, maybe it's some of these other factors that are actually more important. And I'm not saying there's a lot you can do with this, okay? Other than to try to do that. I know consciously throughout the day, I try to remind myself to have better posture, put my squeeze back, etc., okay? So, this may be a big factor that's keeping you back. So that even when you get on that bench and, let me keep my shoulders back, okay? Dig them into the bench. Let me have a little arch and let me press and let me focus on contracting my chest muscles, okay? That maybe and especially, I do this, as the weight increases, start rounding, start caving in, the shoulders want to jump in, the arms, everybody wants to join the party, So the chest can say, thanks, bye-bye. Okay? So you have to be careful with that, because what do you want to do? Oh, that's right, lift more weight. If that's what you like to do, is lift more weight, right? 'Cause that's your goal, because you don't want to just sit, do the bar forever. So you increase the weight and your form starts to drift away. Okay, so that's a big battle, and you're just going to have to be super mindful. And all I could say with that is maybe, you know what? Hey, get yourself a little camera, use your phone. Everyone's got one of those now. Set it up, watch yourself, and see how you're benching, and watch your form. Is your form degrading? Are you getting to, rep 8 when you're going for 10, and you're no longer way out, stretched out with that chest, but you're more middle? Or maybe you're starting to come around now, and your chest is starting to sink in so you can get that weight out, right? The only way sometimes you can see that's happening is through that outside observation. If you don't have somebody to spot you, to see you, to help point that out, to let you know you're drifting, you're off balance, your hand position's off, whatever it is, you continue to repeat that pattern. Okay, so let's count that as another important piece, all right? So I think to some level here, I could go on and on and on about a lot of these different parts. But I think what I want to try to focus on sharing with you here is this piece here from my experience and what I've seen and what I've been seeing and what I personally have struggled with, is this piece here where even when I'm like, okay, I got to keep my chest out, somewhere along the line, certainly as I get heavier, right, I am then rounding and caving and not pressing with my chest as much and losing that, okay? And if I'm supposed to be doing a progressive overload, I'm not, am I? I'm kind of almost going backwards, because the more weight I'm putting on, the less I'm trying to put my chest into play, and everybody else is getting some exercise. So think about that when you're thinking about, wow, I'm really struggling with this weak chest. And don't be afraid and don't be embarrassed to go back to square one. I've done it many times where I got to start over, and I have to then work my way back up to a certain weight. Whatever. Work out for yourself. Work out because you want to feel good and because you want to look good. Now, I get it. You want to, yeah, well, you're looking just for yourself? No, of course not. But try to make that be the more important of the two, okay? And you want to keep trying to focus on that thing. Get yourself a little camera. Look at check your posture every day. Look in the mirror. Are you a person who stands right? Start to look around. Let me know what you think. When I see the professional bodybuilder guys, they usually, they're all, yes sir. Maybe that's why their chests are so large. Maybe there's a lot of other reasons, but you don't know, okay? So I think that's the part that I'm gonna leave this with, right? I can always come back and revisit this with a weak chest part 2 sort of situation, maybe, okay? I don't know. I just wanted to get something down and something out to people, and then we'll play with that, and we'll see what maybe the options are here on this. Maybe I'll chop this up or something, okay? I'll come back. Let's keep it going. Let's stay motivated. Keep working out. Thank you very much.